Is it on? Hello, WIDR, Kalamazoo. We have taken over. We are your source for radio evolution.
Welcome to the Doghouse, yet again. On this week's episode, we're going to be talking about big words. And together, as always, it's me, Conray.
And me, Mads.
And together, we're the Doghouse. No guests this week, because we're going to be filling these airwaves with tons of big words.
Big words.
And if you don't know, every time we do this podcast, we do a topic, and we don't talk about it with each other until the day of the episode. So, Mads could be saying anything, and I could be saying anything. Who knows what's going to happen? Mads, do you have anything you want to start with, or should I throw the ball in the court?
I have to start with my favorite big word.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Born. Ready.
Automatopoeia.
Oh.
Because the cool thing about automatopoeia is it is so freaking long. I don't actually know how many letters it is or even how to spell it. But an onomatopoeia itself is very short. Mm-hmm. Like, boom.
Can you remind me what that word means?
It's like in a comic when they have like the sounds. It's a word for sound.
It's a word that represents a sound.
Representing sound, yeah.
Okay. I feel like that is
such a good one.
It's unique too because it's a really long word that I feel is taught to kids at a young age, you know?
Yeah, it's part of speech.
Yeah. And it's all related about speech on this episode, you know, big words. And when I was thinking about this topic, I was like, what are big words even used for? And my mind, since I'm, a college student, I went to academia, and I have to read a bunch of things from my classes that are filled with big words and hard to understand jargon. And I was trying to think, why do academics write like this? Like, I'm sure you've seen it. I'm sure we've all seen like a paper that's just really hard to read, right? Mm-hmm. And what do you think? What do you think is the reasoning behind it?
I'm not gonna lie. It's just to I feel like it's just for people to sound smart, you know? They're just emphasizing with better, or not better, but bigger vocabulary. Mm-hmm. There's some sort of emphasis on that. It sort of reinforces what we're taught in school,
Yeah, I was looking at it, I look at it two different ways, okay? So one, I see it on your side, where it's there's a sort of feeling that you should be, talking in a certain way when you're writing something academic. There's a culture of academics that exists. And on the flip side, though, I also think that, if somebody's trying to talk about a really complex idea or concept, they have to use bigger words that kind of encapsulate whole concepts. And I see it back and forth with that, where it's they're trying to make their papers as concise as possible, yet they're still 100 pages long. But if you go back in the reverse, think about small words, right? Think about small words. Small words have a similar problem, just in a different way, where if you're trying to talk to somebody about something, if it's really complex, it's going to take forever. Mm-hmm. So I think you do have to find a happy medium. And I personally, I write. That's my minor. Mm-hmm. And I feel like I could never write very academic things because it's very annoying to read, in my opinion. But I like to talk about big concepts. So I find that if I strike a balance between it, it allows the work to be read by more people, and it's understandable, because I don't want to be.
And isn't that what you want? You would rather reach a whole audience of people than just this niche group of people who are maybe, so to say, smart enough to understand.
Also, I'm going to flip the topic a little bit. I want to pick my word of the day.
What's your word of the day?
Ambrosia.
Ambrosia.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Ambrosia, I believe, means the food of the gods. Maybe fact check this real quick.
All right, I got you.
But from my understanding, it means the food of the gods.
The dish.
It is a dish, but the food dish is not good. Trust me.
Yeah, I've had this before. It's like a very like American fruit salad situation.
Yeah.
With like mini marshmallows and interesting.
They named it ambrosia, but it's like it's not ambrosia, guys. It's not the food of the gods. It's American trash.
But the definition of ambrosia is the food of the gods, so you are correct.
Yeah. It's like whatever. Like I don't know if this is real, folks, but it's like what I think Greek gods ate.
Yes.
Or supposedly ate. I don't know.
According to the internet, you are correct.
Thank you, internet. That's actually our guest on this podcast today.
The internet. Yeah, because I am not smart enough to know a lot of big words, but I could like look it up and be like, oh, I like that one. You know?
Yeah. And imagine, 30 years ago, somebody said a big word to you. What are you going to do? You pop open a dictionary. And the thing is, though, that I feel like the dictionary industry, it's dying.
Is there an industry? Like
what do you mean?
I mean, there had to be one, but like still?
Yes. People print dictionaries.
I do use the dictionary app on my phone every day.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Why do you use the app and not like just Safari?
Because the Merriam-Webster dictionary app has a word of the day.
Oh, so you like it for like
I like that. I like the feature.
Yeah.
Of like, oh,
it's a good feature.
There's a word of the day. Today the word is, am I gonna say this correct? Bifurcate.
Bifurcate?
Yes, bifurcate. What does that mean?
Bifurcate.
When something bifurcate, it divides into two branches.
Okay, I was gonna guess that.
Oh.
I swear, guys.
You win, because you were
Nice.
going to guess it, and you.
Do you think I use big words?
I think we dabble in big words.
Yeah.
I think I get stuck on words. Like I just get like a big word stuck in my head for a while, and I'm like, or like in, like kind of like what we were talking about last week, in like your speech with your friends. It's like somebody will say something, and then it's just like stuck in your head. Like I think you said precarious, and I've been using the word precarious for like 2 weeks now, just for fun.
I like using big words, not to like sound smart, but because it's kind of funny. Like, imagine using a bigger word to like say something like a situation that is funny. Like, if there's something that's about to fall, you could say, "Oh, that looks precarious," you know?
Yeah, it makes it more funny.
Like, imagine you saw that same thing, and then you go, "Oh, it looks like it's gonna fall." Womp womp. Who wants to hear that? The folks at home want to hear precarious.
Do they?
Yes. I can hear the folks at home on their radio, their WIDR app. I can hear them saying, "Hey, we love big words like precarious."
What other big words do you think I like?
What other big words?
I like quintessential.
That's a good one.
It's just like representing.
Yeah.
Like you could just say represent, but
right.
Or you could be.
Oh, I know a word I like. It's called esoteric.
Esoteric.
Have you heard that one?
No, but I like it.
You have a bit of an accent over
Esoteric.
there. Esoteric. It's like something that is old and hard to understand. I think that's the definition.
Yeah, intended for or likely to be understood by only a small number of people. So
Yes.
It is kind of.
That's like what I was talking about earlier with academia.
Yeah.
You know? It's very esoteric where it's like only for this certain subset of people.
Yeah, very niche.
Yeah. But the word itself is almost esoteric because, not everybody knows that. But I think it's, I don't know, it's just fun to like use those words like that.
Yeah. I don't know. I like using big words because it's funny, like you said.
Yeah.
But I don't like that it's like this divide
Yeah.
of like people and their education.
There is a divide,
Yeah.
you know, where it's like not everybody has an academic background. So if they have like some feeling inside them that's like, hey, I want to research this topic just because, then they're gonna, you know, face a wall where they're like, oh, I can't get into this.
Yeah. And also, it's all just words and sounds and words. So what does it matter?
Right.
But in that same vein, like, language is so cool. And because not only is it something that we use to communicate every day, but we've, as humans, like, create like this thing. It's, in a way, it's an art form.
It is.
It is an art form.
A linguistic art form, perhaps. There's an interesting fun fact. And also for the folks at home, keep in mind that 1 out of every 3 of my facts is false. And I don't know which one is which. But for this fun fact, I believe that most societies have the same or similar words for mom and mother.
Yes.
And I think if you look at there's a word for like word history. I think it's etymology.
It is etymology.
And not to be confused with the study of insects, which is something else similar. Can we fact check this? And let's see. So like different
entomology.
Entomology. That's the study of insects. So like lots of similar societies around the world. It's like ma or mom or something in that same sound realm, which is kind of interesting because it's like, you know, all these cultures kind of came up with it somehow.
Yeah.
Even though I think, and I'm not a historian or whatever, or somebody who studies people.
Yeah, you're just a guy.
I'm just a guy sitting in a chair with a microphone right now. But if you think about how, like, you know, we all have a common ancestor, that probably means, like, the word for mother is probably one of the oldest words out there because of all these shared cultures using similar words for mom.
Yeah.
That brings me up to another thing I want to bring up, which is Latin. Latin.
The root of all words.
Most. Maybe. That might be one of our facts. That's wrong.
Is Latin the root of all words?
I don't think it's all words.
Most languages, though.
Well, maybe Western languages.
See, I'm not smart enough to know.
We're using our guests on the podcast, the internet, to figure this one out, folks.
Latin is far from being the origin of most languages.
Yeah.
Oh.
So you just learned something today, folks. Latin is not the mother of all language. But I bring Latin up because it's interesting because it's almost like hard to... People use Latin phrases all the time. Mm-hmm. Like, etc. That's Latin phrase.
I like that word.
Etc.
Mm-hmm.
Can you define that for me?
It's like when you're listing things and you don't want to continue to list them.
Is that what an
etc.
Is that what an epithet is?
Epithet. Oh, that's a good one. An adjective or descriptive phrase emphasizing a quality characteristic of a person or thing mentioned. No.
I don't know if this has to deal with anything we're saying.
No. We're just saying words and sounds and words.
I brought up Latin because, like I said, some phrases are used today that are Latin, which are, in a way, I think it's similarly academic in how they are perceived, but they're just useful because of how long they've existed and how long they've been used, like etc. Other examples exist, I don't know other examples out the top of my head.
You talked yourself into a hole there.
Yeah. Also, cavemen, they don't talk in big words.
No, they just make sounds.
They make grunts and, well, I don't know what we're saying because we have no way to prove that.
Yeah. Do we? No, we don't. There's no recording of cavemen.
It's before recorded history.
Radio evolution, man.
I don't know if that is radio evolution.
It's evolution.
Yes. It eventually became radio evolution, I suppose.
Yep, and now we're here.
Yeah.
Making words and sounds in this podcast.
Right. Cavemen, they, as far as I know, they were just talking with like pictures of buffalo on their walls.
But they knew that they were communicating with each other. Like they were making sounds with each other.
Yeah. They were saying, mom, perhaps.
Yeah, I don't know what they were saying, but
who knows?
We can
They're
guess
probably
that.
like, oh my God, there's a tiger attacking us, guys. Right?
Yeah.
They probably said that at one point.
Yeah, probably.
In their own words and sounds.
Run away.
I was talking about this with our last guest on the first episode of the podcast, which you should check out on the WIDR app. Sorry, I have to plug our WIDR app so that more people can listen to our podcast.
I think you can't plug anything but the WIDR app. I think that's the only thing you can plug.
Yeah, we can plug because we're only here because of the Western. No, wait. The WIDR. What does it stand for? Western Independent Radio DJ. Right?
It's a student organization that we're a part of.
I didn't spell it right.
But it's WIDR.
You're listening to it right now.
89.1. Okay. We're making words and sounds.
Yeah.
Let's think of some other big words.
What's the word of today? Or did we already do that?
I already did that.
What was... Okay.
You even work here or what?
I don't work here. I don't get paid.
Yeah, we're just here on our own time.
Okay, I'm going back to dictionaries. So, dictionary.com. They're in the new age now, where they are making less books, and now they're doing websites, I suppose.
Yeah.
What do you think suppose means? Can you define that for us?
I want to interrupt this right now because I went on the Merriam-Webster dictionary.com and it has a list of top lookups right now. Okay. And the first one is Riz.
No. Okay, this is a fun topic. Have you folks at home noticed the increase in new phrases popping up? I've noticed it. One of them is Riz, which is short for charisma. So if somebody says, oh, he's got Riz, that means he's got charisma, folks, and he knows how to talk.
Romantic appeal or charm.
Yeah.
According to Webster Dictionary.
That's what charisma is, let's be honest.
Yeah. Charisma. All right. I'm going home. I'm in the doghouse.
What's the second word?
Well, my computer's not loading because I'm on this awesome...
It only loads the first word?
No, I'm on this awesome Wi-Fi here, and it's not.
Hey.
Second word is apex.
Apex?
Yep.
Apex. That's like the top of the line.
Top of the line. Capable.
Capable. I try to be.
Yeah.
What's the next one?
Crescent.
Crescent? Like the moon?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fascism.
It's on the rise, people say. We're getting political now. All right, what's the next one?
Vanquished.
Vanquished? I like that because it makes me think of like a knight.
Vanquished is a big word.
It's like a knight fighting a dragon, you know?
Hey, what do you consider a big word? Like, how many letters does it have to be considered a big word?
See, it's not actually how long the word is that makes it a big word, in my opinion. I think it is how hard to understand it is, because there can be big words that are really understandable. Like think of, I don't know if this counts.
Ambiguity.
I like that one because of its sound.
And because what it is. Yeah. We're describing this ambiguous thing.
Right.
Of language and big words.
Would you count Like a name as a word?
I guess a name is a word.
Like I was
Anything
thinking
you
about.
can say is a word, right?
I was thinking about Mississippi. That's a long word.
MISSISSIPPI?
The one and only.
Yeah. Heck yeah.
That's a word though, right?
Yeah.
That's a big word, but it's not big in that it's hard to understand. Everybody knows what Mississippi is. I don't know if everybody knows. Maybe some people don't. It's a state, guys. If you don't know.
How about supercalifragilisticexpialidocious?
I don't like that word.
What do you mean? It's wonderful.
It's
literally.
It's overhyped. Let's be real.
All right. This guy doesn't like Mary Poppins.
Nice film from like the 1920s. Am I right, guys?
I think it was the 40s, but whatever.
Big difference.
But it's a big word, you know?
Yeah.
And it doesn't...
What does it mean?
Wonderful.
It just means wonderful?
Yes. It's just describing something as like good
Do you think
or
it's
wonderful.
made up of other words? Because it starts with super.
Well, have you not seen the movie?
I don't remember the movie. I probably saw it when I was like 7.
What is the root of supercalifragilisticexpialidocious?
What's the root? Super.
Well, yes, but like, is it an actual word?
Yes.
The word is a compound word. Yes.
This is an interesting topic in itself because lots of media out there has created their own words.
Yes.
The Simpsons is famous for this because they created a couple words to describe words that don't exist, I think. And they became real words. Hey, pull up.
What do you need?
Mads, pull up Simpsons words they made.
Simpsons words they made.
Yeah.
We're really chomping at the bit here.
Yeah.
Chocotastic?
I don't know that
King
one.
sized.
They made king sized? No way.
No, chocotastic means king sized.
Oh, I like that.
Craptacular.
No, there's a certain one I'm looking for. Keep naming them off.
I don't. Some of these are like hard.
Cromulent. That's the one. I love that one.
What does it mean?
It's like, Google that for me.
Oh
But
my
I like saying it. What? I don't have my phone.
Thank you for this guest.
Yeah.
The internet.
Did you know?
Acceptable or adequate.
Did you know that in the ocean there's a pipe full of internet cables that routinely gets attacked by sharks? This is real. And that's like, imagine like sharks biting the cable, right? And then just one day the internet goes out.
Just buried in the deep sea and the sharks take it down.
Yeah.
Honestly, I hope that happens. Like the internet, that's a story for another day. You know?
What's the next episode? What's the topic? You know?
I don't know. I just come here, sit down, make sounds, words, sounds.
Aren't you the host?
I'm a host, but we just like, that's like the whole thing is we just decide and then we do it.
Yeah. For the folks at home, how much do you think we're winging it right now? How much do you think I prepared right now?
They all know that we just use the internet. Like, like
that is true.
So
we did
much.
routinely use the internet to look up every part of this episode.
we should have asked ChatGPT.
I mean, pull it up real quick.
It always like makes me log in and it's like complicated.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. It's all good. Not complicated.
Ask it for a big word. And then that's how we'll end this episode.
What does ChatGPT have to say about big words?
Yeah. Our other guest, ChatGPT. Soon, all radio podcasts will be automated.
I don't know if I am smart enough to say these words.
Well, let me see.
Well, precarious is on here. So,
Really?
So we win for that.
That's a loop.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's the last word, folks. Let's end on cacophony. That's a fun one.
What does cacophony mean?
A cacophony is a harsh, discordant mixture of sounds. And that's what our podcast is.
That is true.
So join us next week at the Doghouse. Here's my jingle. It's Doghouse in the middle of the street. No, I can't do that.
All right, guys.
Bye, guys.
We'll see you next week on the Doghouse.
Goodbye.
I've been Mads.
This is Con.
Later.
Bye.